but you guys really showed, I guess, a little bit more great oomph in the fourth quarter. What did you see was a difference there that kind of got you ready to win?
Yeah, I mean, I challenged the guys at halftime. I mean, that was, pretty poor performance in the first half. Lack of urgency, lack of communication. The Sixers got whatever they wanted in the first half. Transition, rotation, second chance points. Through three quarters, they had 30 second chance points. Ended up with 35, so better job in the fourth quarter. But challenged them at halftime a little bit better, even though despite we lost, the third quarter by 4. I said, hey, flush the first 3 quarters. We're going to come out. We're going to play our best quarter in the fourth. You know what we got to do. We've been talking about it all game. You've gotten a feel for it for the first 3 quarters. Go out and do it. Our guys did a phenomenal job. I mean, we held them to under 40% shooting. It was just the second chance points that really hurt us. Did a better job with transition defense because they were really leaking out in the first half. And then we just found a way to execute down the stretch. It came down to just being in the right spots, the ball movement, multiple guys with multiple assists, but especially, Vince and Santi, especially those guys did a great job facilitating some big time shots, knocked down some big free throws, and then just limiting them at the end of the game. Second chance points was huge for us to get this victory.
Obviously, you guys have been undermanned a lot this year, but what's the significance of coming on this little road trip here and getting 2 wins against, 2?
Yeah, no, 2, really good opponents. I mean, these are tough places to play, especially here in Philly. Just proud of our guys, coming out every single day, trying to fight. We've been in a lot of close games. We've had, 2, recent blowouts. We've learned from it. We responded the very next day. It's always come down to the fourth quarter. Our guys' ability to just kind of read over the course of the game what we got to do better, whether it's something offensively or defensively. They came together in that fourth quarter, which was impressive, and that's kind of where the tipping point's been for us. If we don't get the job done, a lot of times it's that fourth quarter execution on both sides of the floor, and making the winning plays. That's the thing I keep stressing, and luckily they did the last 2 games and get to carry some hopefully momentum back home and play a little bit better at home on Friday.
You had a lot of guys come up with big games tonight, scoring, rebounding. But Jaren, he seemed to really, have a big one for you guys tonight. What did you see out of him?
Yeah, I mean, it was great. I mean, he was playing in some crowds early. They forced some turnovers on him. When he got his cracks, he was able to get downhill. I thought Reed did a good job on him, with physicality and, attempts at the rim, blocking shots. I thought JJ did a better job in the second half, screening and rolling. He did that in the first quarter too. Like, even though he didn't get the assist, he got like a screening assist. He opened up a shot for a teammate. Then he started playing in some pick and rolls, had some nice finishes. Good spray out for a 3, I think there, maybe in the third quarter. But overall, just really impressed with the force he was playing with. Other guys stepping up. Vince balanced, 17 points, 9 assists. Santi knocking down shots, but 7 assists as well. Luke, obviously, was great, getting him some open looks, not just to start the game, but later in the game. And then Jake LaRavia getting back in the fold. His aggressiveness, going to the boards, that was huge for us too. Not shooting it great, but finding second life. I thought his aggressiveness, was big for us tonight.
Last one. I'm sure you've answered this in Memphis a lot, but when you've had the kind of year like you had, you've been hit by injuries, you've endured some tough losses. How do you keep the guys kind of fighting and going over the last month or so of the season?
It's every day's a little bit different, but we know what our principles are. We know what our standard is. Different guys have to embrace that responsibility, and we're having fun with it. Our guys love to go out there and compete. We remind them of that every single day. It's not always going to be perfect with production or just how we're coming into the games, just finding that juice as lineups are changing. But these guys have been just really hanging in. There's still a lot more basketball left to play in this season, but overall we just keep reminding them, hey, here's what's in front of us. Here's our reality. What are we going to do about it? Let's work on this or that, whether it's on the court and the film, and then we go out there, we just keep pushing them to make the winning plays, play to our standard, and guys have been rising to the occasion. To see a lot of different guys rise to that occasion and get this opportunity, it's pretty special to see, and hopefully it carries forward this season and beyond. Great. Thanks, everyone. Appreciate it.